I'm gonna go ahead here.
Okay.
All right. Hi, everybody. This is Jackie Calixte from CTA Digital Marketing, and I have David Rahman, and he is a coach, he is a speaker, and he's also an author. And he's here to talk to us about our mindset and how it's really important, especially right now as business owner. All of us have gone through a really difficult 2020, lots of adjustments, and how do we keep it going? Because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And David, I've heard you speak. You're just amazing. So
Yeah,
I'm
thank
really
you.
looking forward to this.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I think 2020 was a very challenging year. Uh, uh, it's something that I'm sure we all went through different stories, Jackie, different
Yes.
events. How did it impact on you, would you say personally, in terms of your.
Personally, I mean, as a parent, I have two kids. So we've been shut down. We've been doing remote learning
Mm,
and also working from home. Everybody's on top of each other.
mm,
So dealing with that pressure of I got to continue delivering with my work, got to homeschool, no break, honestly. So
mm,
for me, that has been a challenge
mm,
trying to remain positive because even like the playground at one time was shut down. So you can't even take the kids to the playground.
mm,
So we just stuck inside the house. So
mm,
it's really been trying. I try to stay positive. So I've always tried to think of it like trying to figure out a teaching moment for myself and for my family,
mm,
but it has been very difficult.
mm,
Yeah. And that's on a personal level, business level. Um, it has been busy, but at the same time, also dealing with clients who are struggling and seeing their struggle. So it's been an emotional time for everything.
mm. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. We we went into lockdown on March the 13th last year for the first time.
Okay.
And I think it was the uncertainty. We were told we were going to go into lockdown for just a couple of weeks,
Mhm.
2 weeks, which ended up being like 4 months. Um,
Exactly.
so it was a heck of a time, and we at that time there's just so much uncertainty in the world, and it was just a time when in any business you couldn't go to the office, and I certainly couldn't travel at that time. So I was just stuck because I'm not a very outgoing person, and people were asking, how are you? Feeling really worried about me because I'm always out meeting people and talking, speaking, and I feed off the energy of other people. So I like
Right.
being in a room around people. I love it, and I love speaking and helping people and looking them in the eye and working on different projects. But we went from that to no traveling to being indoors with whoever you're with, your family or your um, whoever you're living with. And at that point, then I remember people talking about the word pivot. Having to turn your ship, that life. If you look at your life as like a ship, and you have to turn in a different direction, and perhaps use platforms like this. Zoom became really famous last year, isn't it? I mean, I was using Zoom
Yeah.
before last year,
Yeah.
but everyone knows what Zoom is, and even the seniors out there. So it's it's sort of the way we look at the world has changed, obviously. But for anyone out there, it really is a patience game at the moment. I'm finding it to be a very we have to be patient. Because personally, I'm an optimist, and I think things will get better. And I don't know about returning to normal because there's this new strain of virus, which viruses don't go away, but we adapt to them anyway. And um, like flu viruses are always around every year, and we're just going to have to adapt as a planet really to anything like this happening again. So it's it,
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 and you're absolutely right. We have to adapt. Um, how do you help small businesses? Like, what is your what is your magic and what is your offer? I did get your book, by the way. Ordered it.
oh wow.
So
Wow,
it arrived.
fantastic.
Fantastic book.
Wow,
Um, so I just want to see, like, what is your biggest advice to small businesses
yeah,
during this great pivotal time that we're going through?
yeah.
And it could be an opportunity, or it could also be a struggle. And that's really the reality that's happening to a lot of small businesses.
Hmm. You're going to have to, say with my business, for example, it was one to one or speaking in public. So again, you have to pivot.
Yes,
You've got to look inwards really to yourself and think, right, okay, I'm in this business. How can I adapt this business? Because I'm going to have to work from home remotely. How can I still? We're looking from a place of service. How can I serve people? What can I do at this time? What's in my control? So one
yes,
of the things that I always tell people is these two sentences: you can't control what you can't change, and you can't change what you can't control. A lot of people, the anxiety is the lack of control at this time, and the fear of the unknown. So just to remind yourself that there's only so much we can control at the moment, especially in our business.
yes.
And the first thing we can do is look at ourselves, because people buy people. And if somebody who's out there is in, for example, the printing business, okay, so they can still operate their printers, and they can still work. And there might be a rival printing business. Okay, so again, people buy people. So
Yes.
they which one would you buy from? The person who's giving you great service, or the person who's maybe negative, down, because we're in this challenging time. So who would you want to deal with? So the first thing I would say to anyone is just remember that. Um, we always want to work with people who want to make us feel good about ourselves anyway, even during this time that we're constantly connecting. So that's the first thing I would say is keep working on yourself, because business is still 80% mindset, 20% taking that action, but it's who we are underneath. So I would say that,
And and I like how you say the book is How to Stop Your Past from Ruining Your Future.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So as a business owner, you are used to doing certain things in the past a certain way,
mm,
but currently we don't have that. So we have to be able, as you're saying, shift and pivot and let go
mm,
of how we used to do things. And change is so difficult. It's really difficult on a personal level, but even as a business on how to do businesses.
mm,
And I think now, like, people have adapted in the sense where, okay, we've embraced technology, people on Zoom, as you were saying before. And then on top of that, we're learning different tools, we're embracing innovation. Um, One thing that I struggle with is keep going, right?
mm,
And I personally need a little bit of work on that. Like, how do you keep going when you're like, I thought by now this is going to be over?
mm,
It's
mm,
not. Now we have another strain of
mm,
COVID from the
mm.
UK. So it's like, what do
What
we
I
do?
say,
Yeah.
that's bad PR for the UK. Yes, I mean we're in the challenging times, and my first degree was biochemistry, so we learned a lot about the viruses and all the stuff. This was years ago, decades ago,
Hmm.
and viruses do mutate anyway. This is normal. People seem to be thinking this is the first time a virus has mutated. The the um, the science has shown that most viruses mutate several thousand times, but there's only two or three which are potent. But that's just a side issue. It will mutate. But what I do every day is, I mean, we wake up and it's a very strange time, very very strange time. And with what you said, Jackie, about um, how do you keep going, how do you motivate yourself, and I have that every single day. That you wake up and you've got to keep going. I created a vision for myself, and that propels me forward. Because if you've got a clear vision of where you want to go in life, uh, because this pandemic is not forever, and that vision is going to take years for to manifest for what I want to do, because I want to create more books, write more books. I'd like one day to have a show where I interview people who have overcome struggles in their life and have become successful in different areas, sports, the wellness industry, whatever. And I can see myself doing that. But until you see yourself doing something, it's difficult to manifest it. So you have to visualize how you want it to be. So every single day, Jackie, I follow a routine. So I get up, like most people, you want to stay in bed maybe that extra few minutes or the extra hour, but I get up and I challenge myself every single day, challenge myself. So I do a bit of exercise. At the moment, it's freezing outside, it's cold, it's wet. So I'll do my exercise indoors. And I use an app called 8Fit, which is free. And the 8 is number 8.
Number
Fit.
8.
Number 8Fit, and it's free to download, and it shows you an 11-minute. Let me just quote you from the app, so I get this fact right. 11 minutes of exercise. This particular routine I do, 11 minutes is equivalent to 165 calories burnt. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Waking up in the morning, 11 minutes of this, and it's only mountain climbers, star jumps, few sit-ups. It gives you this template of what to do. So I use this. I just want to show people, if I can show them the practicalities of it. So just going through that warm-up routine. Okay. So the workout, so it shows you, I don't know if you can see on the screen, it shows you exactly what to do. That's the first one, just jumps, and then it shows you lunges. So it pretty much shows you. So it does it for you. So there's 5 different exercises. So that's the routine at the moment. So it gets the energy up, because when we wake up, we've been lying there for hours, 7 or 8 hours, without moving. So I get up and usually have a drink of water, because our body is dehydrated when we wake up. So drink the water, and then I get to start doing the exercise, and that's 11 minutes, but I might do say 15 minutes. So it's about just under 200 calories. So that's a really good start to the day. And then I grab my journal. Where's my journal? Back in a second.
Okay.
So I grab my journal. This is made by a company called Moleskine. So it's quite famous. So I write my journal about what I want to achieve. So I don't write anything else but what I want to achieve, my vision. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to live. This is the type of friends that I have, and I want more of. This is how I want to travel, and I put it out there. I put it out there on this, and it really does energize you. So I've done the exercise. Now I'm doing the mindset work, where you're working on your mind. You're creating every single day. I'll write about my vision every single day, repeat. And it starts with this one sentence. I'm so happy and grateful that ... Then you carry on. I'm so happy and grateful that ... And you carry on. I'm grateful that
I have a question from Loretta.
Okay, Loretta.
Hey, Loretta.
Hey.
She's asking, what are the 2 things we can do to shift a mindset in the midst of change?
What are 2 things that what? Sorry.
What are 2 things we can do to shift our mindset in the midst of change? So 2 big things we can do to shift it when change is occurring.
Okay, when change is occurring. Mm-hmm. So, changes, as Robin Sharma says, changes a challenge at the beginning. It's very messy in the middle, and then it's gorgeous at the end. In the middle of change, we have to. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I have a lot of dings happening. Lots of.
Right. Yeah. So
email notifications.
In the middle of change again, this is a time when we are experiencing massive change, and as I said, you're going to have to work on one thing, your mindset. And I will say, in the middle of change, just be careful what your thoughts are, because your mind, especially your subconscious mind, it's programmed in a certain way, and its programming is from your past, and hence the book Let It Go. Our past dictates how we think, so you're going to have to catch and be very aware of how you're thinking. Now, here's an example. What you can do is a simple exercise, and it's in the book, where you have an elastic band, and for a week, so you could be in the middle of this time, and for a week, just this is an awareness thing for yourself. Catch yourself blaming, complaining, judging, criticizing, or always wanting to be right, or validation, for example. Those 5 things. Catch yourself doing it and flick this elastic band. And what this does naturally is it sends pain up to your brain, and immediately you're aware. I just had a negative thought. I blamed, or I complained, judged, criticized, whatever, myself or someone else. So do that for a week. And what that will do is make you super aware that you're not as positive as you thought you were. That you're a bit negative, because people have said to me, "Oh my God, I thought I was the most positive person alive. Now I realize I'm always blaming people, or I'm always judging people." So you do that for a week, you'll realize, and it will connect you connect your conscious mind with your subconscious mind, and allow you to be more aware. That's super important, because a lot of people who are going through the change process, they sort of give up, or they've got this lovely routine they do every day, and they stop doing it because their old pattern of thinking starts to manifest, and then they start to go back to their old ways. We've all done it, where we started something, we felt really good about it, and then we were in the middle of change, and then we just peter out and go back to our old ways, and then change never happens. So you've got to really be super aware, and that's a powerful tool to use. Plus, part 2 of that the elastic band thing is watch everyone around you. Now, this is going to be another game changer for you. Watch everyone, your parents, your grandparents, your friends, your children, your colleagues. Watch what they say. Be an observer of what they say. You're not judging them. You're observing. Are they blaming? Are they complaining? Are they judging? Are they criticizing? Are they needing that? Watch them, and you'll see it's absolutely rife. You'll see that people are making excuses, blaming, complaining, right? So what that will show you is, it will just indicate to you that you're surrounded by negativity. You're surrounded by it. And if you've ever spent time with people, and we all have, where we sat there, maybe we've had a cuppa, and your friend, for that half an hour, they blamed and they judged and they criticized the entire world. You're there in a Starbucks, and you're sitting there, and it's 2018 at the time, and they leave you feeling drained. If you spend time with that person, you feel drained, not energized. So that tool is quite powerful. You've got to number 1, watch yourself, and number 2, you've got to watch others. In terms of, you could be on a Zoom. The people on Zoom, all they're doing is blaming, complaining, judging, and you're feeling like, oh, why did I come on the Zoom? So it's super important you watch what you're saying, and you watch what others are saying, and therefore you have to limit yourself to that type of person. You want to surround yourself. So to finish Loretta's question off, surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up, who are going to really help you transform. Because to be frank with you, we can't do it ourselves. We need support.
And that's Loretta's key right there: positivity, and positive entrepreneurs. So your mindset, you really have to be conscious of it, because I think we do kind of walk on an unconscious level. So as you're saying, make sure we're conscious, make sure we're staying positive. I love the rubber band example, where if you do have a negative thought, that pain reminds you, there it is, a negative thought. So that's a great
Mm.
example. Now, are you running any specials, promotions? Can you tell us a little bit how people can get your book? Do you have a link to that maybe I can share with everybody?
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not. In terms of promotions, I'm not promoting anything except telling people about my book. You know, my book's been. I've been a coach for 20 years, almost 20 years, and my book is a labor of love, and it's the techniques that I've taught to help people change the way their mental state is. So yeah, it's on Amazon. It's in the States. It's available for pre-order on Amazon, Book Depository, Bookshop, or all the usual places. Or people can go to my website, david-rahman.com. Yeah, so it's out there. That's the only thing I'm talking about, really, because I think at this time, people need help with their mental health and their mindset. They've been challenged, and I'm really happy that I got my book out there. You know, I didn't think it would get out there um, by now, but it's out there. So I'm really, really happy to serve.
Oh, that's fantastic. I will share the link in our Facebook group, and I have your website at www.mind.coach, so people can take a look and see. And then I always enjoy having conversations with you, David. It's always mind opening, and everything that you teach, and you teach it so quickly too, like the tools that you have. And the same thing with your book. It has just like skills and tools that you can use in an instant. If you have to do a presentation, how to approach it. If you're going through a difficult time, just little snippets, because that's what we need. We need particular tools just to get us through that little hump. And it's in here, so it's nice.
Yes, thank you. The website on there actually is my old website.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No, it's not your fault. It's new. It's david-rahman.com. So I'll text it to you. You can share in the group if you like. Yeah, I think at this time people are looking for tools to help themselves. But what I would definitely say is watch your inner dialogue.
Yes.
So catch yourself, and try and, if you think of a word like hate or anger, I hate you, or I'm so angry, or why me? These are all, if you think about it energetically, they're very, very negative words. They're low energy words, they're called. If you think of like gratitude, love, joy, peace, because we have love in our life. We do have love in our life. We can be grateful for so much. And a question everyone can ask themselves every single morning, if you choose to, is what could I be grateful for right now? Just ask yourself.
Awesome stuff. I don't have any other questions here, but I'm looking at the little chat here, trying to see if anybody else has any other comments. My takeaway from you is your mindset is key. Be positive. This too shall pass. If you do need some key points on how to handle certain situations, definitely, get the book. Fantastic book. And then I'll also go ahead and put that in our chat after our meeting and share it with the group. And I would love to continue doing this too with you. But thank you, David. It was fantastic talking to you. Thank you so much. And thank you too for pushing me to like continue to do this. I love it because we get busy, right?
Yeah.
And it's like we need a friend to be like, Jackie, what's going on? So I appreciate you.
No worries. It's a pleasure help you anytime, and yeah, everyone keep moving forward. Let's do this.
Let's do this, everybody. Thanks, David. Thank you.
Bye.
All right.